this is a non-silky smooth segue here. Are you planning, did you tour to the north of where you're at, like New England states, Midwest? You play constantly throughout the year, but do you plan on heading north?
I'm doing, I've been doing mostly local, but I do some traveling, and I've got some cool stuff coming up here pretty soon, too. I just kind of, I just get invited, and I just kind of sort of, I don't know, I guess I could say pick and choose, what sounds really cool and fun, you know what I mean, kind of thing. I don't have a manager, so just whatever sounds enticing, generally, it's not so much like a money issue or anything like that. It's just if it's a super musical environment and there's going to be some players I admire, I'm obviously a little more enticed, really want to do that, you know what I mean?
Les Paul.
I like to dodge flying if I can. Hopefully it's a drivable situation.
Gotcha. So driving
I got a couple cool gigs coming up. I've got let's see, I think April the 4th I'm going to be opening for the winner of the last season of The Voice. You ever watch The Voice?
It's been a while, but I have seen it, yes.
There was a gentleman named Craig Wayne Boyd who won that, and I'm going to open up for him
very cool
in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Nice.
A place called Main Street Live. So that should be pretty fun. That's on April 4th, so that's not that far away. As a matter of fact, there's another band on that bill that's called the Main Street All-Star Band, and it's got a dude from Tesla, the band Tesla, and a dude that played with Rod Stewart too. So that should be a fun gig. I'm looking forward to that.
Ben, you've presented awards to certain musicians. How about the man that they named a guitar after by the name of Les Paul? What was that experience like?
Wow, that was just, I don't even know what the word for that is. It was surreal, I guess. It was just, I thought I was dreaming or something. That was a Les Paul tribute show at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. Yeah, that was just, I don't even know how I got elected to hand him the award, but I certainly wasn't mad at the request. I just went and I handed it to him, I was just kind of like, I was like, wow, this is Les Paul, like right in front of me, you know what I mean? I performed as well that night, so the jitters were gone, but just handing him that award was just an honor, you know what I mean?
That's right. I wouldn't know what you mean because I've never met the late great Les Paul, but I guess I'm living vicariously through this interview here at the Thomas Loop Radio Show on WJJL. Isn't that subtle? It's a chainsaw, Ben. I'm subtle as a chainsaw.
Hey, Les Paul was great. He was just such a, what's the word? He's just kind of jovial and always cracking a joke. Always joking,
I enjoy the segment CBS Sunday Morning, I believe, that showed with Steve Miller, and then there was Les Paul teaching him. It was like a pitcher teaching another pitcher how to throw a curveball to extend their career. It was really cool. And this was going back about...
Steve Miller?
Yeah. It was really cool.
Wow.
It was really cool, but I'm sort of like thinking about that right now. Randomness here. Speaking of random, the uninteresting season that is the New York Knickerbockers in New York City.
Wow.
Man, how's that working out? I mean, your patience has to be to a minimum right now with the new owner and.
I don't even know. I'm just kind of speechless. I don't even know what to say. It's just kind of a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Melo's out, I guess, for the rest of the season.
Yep.
It's just a mess. I guess I don't know. I guess with the Phil Jackson thing, you thought he would have sort of came in there and kind of, you know what I mean, and just kind of fixed everything. But I don't know. It just didn't really. I don't know. Maybe they're not hip to the triangle thing. You know what I mean?
Phil doesn't see a Steve Kerr, a Horace Grant.
Yeah, he doesn't have the pieces, though. I'll give him that. He doesn't have the pieces necessarily to facilitate that, I guess,
That's right. I wouldn't even know which player Melo would compare to because he's more like a hybrid. Carmelo, I'm referring to. I wouldn't know which former Phil Jackson player he would fit in any one of his schemes over the past.
Yeah. Well, Melo is an unbelievable scorer. I don't care what anybody says. That guy's one of the best scorers in the league. Easily.
Very unconventional. Kind of like Same difference would be with Durant. Very hybrid-like basketball player. It just doesn't look normal out there.
I think Melo needs he needs maybe like an old school or kind of a veteran cat or something just to kind of, I don't want to say guide him, but I think he needs an old school player with him, I think.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or someone who knows the ropes and has been there, you know what I mean?
I'm wondering if his success at Syracuse as a freshman happened too early. And now, obviously, it wasn't easy for him to help assist that national championship, I believe, in 2003, but it certainly hasn't helped him along the way in regard to winning an NBA title on a National Basketball Association team. He's a great basketball player, and I just wonder.
Yeah, I don't buy that. People kind of make it sound like, you know, the team failure is his fault.
It isn't.
I don't buy it.
No, it's a team failure. It's a team failure.
Yeah, exactly. But they can't pin that on Melo.
Definitely cannot. Definitely cannot.
I mean, he's not like he has the best team around him. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. Ben Lacy's here. Ben Lacy's here with me here at the Thomas Loop Radio Show by Marketside here in WJJL 1440 AM. Any final words? Any shameless plugs that you would like to get in here?
Actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, yes, there's actually.
Awesome.
I was just talking about some gigs coming up, but there's one that in particular I'm really excited about. It's called the International Guitar Summit, and it's in Durham, North Carolina, May 14th through 16th. So that's not that's a couple months away, I guess. And there's just going to be some heavy-hitting players. You know, there's going to be cats from all over the world, young, aspiring guitar players, but there's also a lot of heavy-hitter players that are going to be there, such as Eric Gales. Have you ever heard Eric Gales play?
I've heard the name. I need to refresh what's little left of my memory.
He's beautiful. He's a beautiful player. He's
Yeah.
kind of modern-day Hendrixy kind of cat, man. He's just killer. Then there's a guy named Paul Jackson Jr. who's on like every record ever. He's going to be there. And then a couple of my buddies with a guy named Andy Wood, who's spectacular as well. He's playing with Rascal Flatts right now.
Very cool.
Guy named Tom Quayle. There's just going to be a ton of players. It's just a 3-day thing of just guitar fest. You know, guys doing clinics and workshops and playing, and it's basically just a big meeting of minds and exchanging ideas, guitar, no egos, just a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Ben, I understand you're very tired, as you stated this morning. I want to thank you very much for your time here.
I'm a musician. I have no schedule whatsoever. It's just free floating. When I go to bed is when I go to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a sense of that. That I can relate to.
I love you, brother. That was fun, man. I always enjoy talking to you.
Ben, anytime. The podcast will be up at 1 p.m., listeners. BenLacy.com. You'll find everything you need on there. He's on Facebook as well. Like his page. That's not a threat. That's only a suggestion. But, Ben, all the best to you. Thanks again.
Same to you, sir. Tell Mr. Hokley I said hello, would you?
You got it. Ben Lacy here in the Thomas Loop Radio Show, brought to you by Marketside Restaurant in Niagara Falls, New York. We're at WJJL AM 1440.